You're probably aware that some cultures place their family name before their given name, or that in some cultures, they can find a spouse without any concern for their family's input. These cultural differences are just two examples of a wider spectrum at play, influencing us in our societies. This spectrum is known as individualism versus collectivism. Let's explore how that can manifest in the workplace. In individualistic cultures, the focus is on the individual's needs, goals, and desires. In these types of cultures, people are encouraged to express their personal opinions, and you represent yourself to the outside world. Success or failure is seen as a personal achievement or a personal setback. For example, in a meeting, you might be expected to voice your opinion on a project, and your personal impact is highlighted. If something goes wrong, you might feel guilty, but that responsibility is yours to own. Highly individualistic countries include the US, Canada, Germany, the UK, or the Netherlands. On the other hand, collectivist cultures emphasize the needs and goals of the group. People are seen as part of a group, or a tribe, or a nation, and their actions are often guided by the group's expectations. Your actions reflect not just on you, but on everyone in your team, or perhaps your family or whole organization. In these cultures, if something goes wrong, it's often a shared responsibility. Highly collectivist cultures include Japan, China, Colombia, Saudi Arabia, or the most extreme, North Korea. Let's take a look at some more workplace examples. In individualistic cultures, individuals are often publicly praised for their impact. For them, this is often a motivating form of recognition. But in collectivist cultures, this can feel awkward. To avoid this potential discomfort in collectivist cultures, one tip is to recognize their personal efforts privately. Now, let's imagine you're interviewing for a job. In a country that sits more individualistically, you might focus on your personal achievements, perhaps highlighting a project where you led something or received recognition for your individual performance. In a more collectivist culture, instead of emphasizing your personal achievements, you'd best highlight your contributions to the wider team. For instance, you might emphasize your part in contributing to a company-wide initiative that resulted in the success of the company's goals or profitability. I'll never forget a time in my career when I was motivating different opcos to go for employer awards. In the US, Germany, or Canada, it was easy to persuade them on country recognition or how their managing director would make them stand out as a winner. When I approached Japan, that didn't convince them. They only agreed when I framed it as a regional initiative. It was only when they saw how other Asian countries in our company were participating and how not joining might make their country stand out negatively in comparison to their counterparts. Their value of success was tied to the shared recognition rather than the individual award. Understanding the difference between individualistic and collectivist cultures is not just about where to place the family name. It's a spectrum that goes far beyond that and influences how we behave and collaborate. So next time you're working across cultures, think about if they're motivated by personal achievement or group harmony. And then how can you integrate those inherent values with your company's culture? If you want more practical tips on navigating culture for work or travel, feel free to connect with me.